Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today. Nothing gold can stay. Holding on to what's golden. Do you know that feeling when you're just waking up, but you still remember dreaming? That feeling of wanting to stay in the dream, to remember it, to hold on to it, to be in it for just a little longer. Other parts of life can sometimes be like this too, those moments we long to hold on to, the ones that feel so good that we ache when we feel them slipping through our fingers. We may not have many of them, these golden moments, but we all have them. Sometimes a new baby is involved, or someone or something else that we love. Often these moments include a version of ourselves that we long to continue being or want to get back to. Even though we know we are all changing slowly, persistently, that life's greatest gift is tethered to its greatest challenge, the truth that this too shall pass. Of course, there are many moments, many dreams we are glad to leave behind, we wake up from, we don't want to go back to. And it's been a hard few years, to be honest, in the weather of this current administration, which is hard to forget. It's not easy to be alive in this country, in this world, at this time. We experience radical threats to life and limb daily, whether or not they are threats to us personally. We know there are threats to those around us all the time. Some of those threatened are our closest neighbors, people who we care for, those who work for us, or who just moved in next door, only to be disappeared. Some we've only heard of and must imagine, those who live on the other side of the planet that we all share, yet we know the suffering is there. And it's a scary thing to long for hope. It's a terrifying thing to yearn for freedom, for a better dream. It's a brave and difficult thing to seek justice in a time of corruption, to strive to turn the lights on when all already feels lost to the dark. We know that we live in a world where many are hunted for the color of their skin, for the ways they choose to worship, for their sins of their nations, even for who they choose to love. We know that many of those who are under the most threat today are also already in the subset of those who are the most vulnerable among us, those who've been forced to flee their countries of origin, seeking sanctuary, chasing a promise that will never come, those who fled from horror only to find a new kind of horror, hunted by a different government, betrayed by an administration that cares less for human beings than for profit, demoralized and sometimes even slaughtered by the hands they hoped would feed them, by those who are leading what's supposed to be this, the land of the free and the home of the brave. But let's be clear, there is nothing brave about hurting innocent people, especially innocent people who don't deserve it. There's nothing brave about traumatizing children by separating them from their families or sending them to ICE prisons. There's nothing brave about shooting a woman in the face or a man in the back who were just trying to protect other innocent humans who they recognized to be more vulnerable and worthy of care, and we are all worthy of care. There's nothing brave about caring for profit more than people. Perhaps this is why it can be so compelling to stay in our dreams. To hold on to what's golden there in our dreamland if we wake up with a good one, to grip those good dreams when we have them, to cling to those precious moments of relief when our hearts find contentment, when our souls sing for beauty, like when we looked around the room and let our eyes linger on something good. When things, for just a standstill moment, feel perfect, or at least just like a little bit all right. Like the golden hour just before dawn when all the birds are singing, and we all long to hold on to life's sweetest moments just for a little while. It's especially recognizable at the end of summer, I think. The glories of summer, the sweet, gentle stillness of the air after the rain, like today, the feeling of the soft, damp earth, the pleasure of eating a ripe berry or some other fruit of the season, the goodness of enjoying all of what the season has to offer. Because there is still goodness amidst the pain. And because of this goodness, because beauty still exists and persists amongst the shadows, there is still hope. There is still hope inside of the tragedy. If it is a tragedy, I'm not sure the end of the story. Is there an end to the story? And this is remarkable, that there's still hope. There's still beauty. I honestly can't think of anything more inspiring than this, actually, in contrast to the terror of the world. And holding on to this hope, this is our ticket to freedom. Not a far-off freedom, but a freedom that's possible right now. It's the only way out. We have to hold on to what's golden amidst life's ferocity, because that's what it's trying to take from us, right? And that's why we care. We only care because we love. So we have to hold on to what's golden. Holding on to what's golden isn't about the past, it's about presence. It's about the presence that was cultivated at nature camp by Rachel for my daughter this summer, of sitting with awareness and opening to the moment and being curious and appreciating what is. Truly, all of those moments that I long for, I wasn't thinking about any other moment but that one. So if I long for that moment, then what I need to do is be present in this moment to recreate that experience of appreciating life, of what is right now. So my invitation to us this morning is to live, to keep on living, because if we let go of what's golden, if we give up hope now, then we've already given in to that great winter. We've let despair win, and there are so many reasons not to let despair win. There's so many beautiful things in this world that are worth holding on to, worth fighting to protect. There are so many things that are golden enough to keep the faith and keep on living for. Can I get an amen from the Christians in the room? All right. So the sermon could really end there, and I want to give us a little time to discuss, but I added something on because yesterday I went to see 𝐤𝐴𝐻𝐻𝐻𝑡own. I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. It's a Broadway musical, and it's been in the theater for a limited release. It was just released for 5 days, and they extended it a little bit, so you might be able to see it today. It was really good. So I'm not going to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but I am going to refer to the Greek myths that it weaves together because those have been in our common vernacular for quite a while. If you haven't come across the stories of Orpheus and Eurydice or Hades and Persephone, I'm so sorry, but they've been around for quite some time. So in particular, the Broadway musical 𝐤𝐴𝐻𝐻𝐻𝑡own weaves together these two different Greek myths in a modern context. And in the original, Eurydice dies of a viper bite on her wedding day to Orpheus, and then she descends into the underworld, and Orpheus follows to save her, and it is a tragedy, but a love story. In the play, the modern version explores a poison more common in our day, the viper bite of poverty, and the desire to overcome it by any means necessary, including entering the underworld of our modern systems of exploitation willingly. Orpheus is a musician. He is a persistent symbol of hope. He is a prophetic songwriter who sings spring back to life. He is actually part of how Persephone is freed to come and bring spring back again. After what feels like an eternal winter, he's a righteous believer in a better world. He's daunted, yet he's undeterred by the challenges that face him, and he is the living epitome of Eurydice's ride or die, if you will. He's willing to go literally to hell and back to set her free. Of course, like any good Greek myth, the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice, as I said, ends in a tragedy. So Hades, god of the underworld, releases Eurydice to follow Orpheus back. But there's a test, there's a trial. Hades makes Orpheus walk ahead of her as he leads her out of hell, out of the underworld. And his one task is not to look back. Maybe you're familiar with this myth. Do not look back to see if she's following you until you're out. Is it a trick, he wonders? Is she there? Can I trust her? Don't look back and check to see if she's following until you're outside again in the sunlight. And of course, at the last moment, he does. He's slightly confused. Maybe he's excited because he sees the coming light just ahead of him. He looks back, oh, it'll be okay. What did I do? Was it a glance of celebration? Was it a moment of doubt? There are many different versions of why he does this, many different versions of the story that you can explore if you're interested. What we do know is that this moment and all of the expressions of this and many great stories is a human moment. It's human to question. It's human to make mistakes. It's human to feel tested. It's human to doubt. It's human to doubt in our own abilities or the abilities of others, to question and stumble and undermine our own best efforts, to descend into the underworld, courageous, despite the probable costs. And yet many of us do it anyway because persistence and faith and hope in the seemingly impossible is also a way that we as humans hold on to and honor what we love. And in that sense, it's not a tragedy. because it was worth it to try. The myth of Orpheus and Eurydice is ultimately a story about persistence. It's about the human ability to choose hope even when it's against all odds, our ability to trust goodness, to actively seek it, and to sing a song of a better world, even when we know the odds are probably stacked against us. And I just want to end by saying that many of you here are like this, and you inspire me. Many here embody that spirit of Orpheus in a time when Hades' greed has made life feel like an eternal winter. Madeline sent me an email this week telling me she's putting ads in the paper that show what patriotism really is by calling out our corrupt leadership, which is, as moral people, something that we all should be so proud to do, demanding a more just and equitable world for us and all people. I can't name everyone. I could probably name everyone here, but I was also thinking about Lisa and your work with Coming for the Table, those hard conversations about race and working to be an ally to heal our country's difficult history, even changing the narrative about the place where you live and serve others. Each one of you shows up here on Sunday for a reason. And I just ask you to look inside, what reason is that? Maybe there are more than one. Why do we keep going in a world that feels like too much sometimes? Why do we keep going? I think it's because those golden moments are worth recreating. They're worth living for. And they're like touchstones. Each time we feel one, we feel the truth, and we know it won't last, but that it can return, and we want other people to feel that too. You know, as Unitarian Universalists, we don't all agree to believe in a heavenly afterlife that we're trying to help each other get to. But we do believe in something that we can create together and help each other get to, help create for each other here. And I think that's powerful.